Good morning and good Shabbos. I'm a little off center because the sun is shining right through the window over there, so I didn't want to be all whatever spotlighted by the sun. Oh, so we're into the second week of Elul, which you could interpret as the month of compassion. It's the month of teshuvah, of really connecting with God. God is more present and just being there for us. And in Psalm 27, which we read every day during this whole month, and really, as many people do, I read it until the very end of Sukkot, and the last day of the holiday season, Shmini Atzeret, the eighth day of assembly. So it carries us through this whole period. And in the line of one of the lines of Psalm 27, it says, "Even when my mother and father abandon me, you gather me in." And it's saying, not that the parents abandon the child, but the child grows up and we're living our lives, living pretty much on our own, and the parents can be alive and watching, supporting, but it's our time to live and be responsible for how we live. And God is a compassionate, constant compassion, constant source of compassion. So I looked up compassion this morning in Safari, and of course I received this from the AI. The Hebrew word rachamim, which is the word for compassion, translates to compassion, mercy, or tender love. Always used in the grammatical plural, it signifies a deep, all-encompassing state of grace. A deep, all-encompassing state of grace. Its root comes from rechem, meaning womb, representing the unconditional, protective love and bond a mother feels for her child. So just imagine being in this womb of God's protection, of God's love, of the love we can actually tune into and tap into, that God source in us that can bring in compassion if through our prayer, through our intention, through our slowing down and allowing allowing compassion to surround us. All-encompassing. It signifies a deep, all-encompassing state of grace. And it goes on, the womb connection. Because it shares a root with the womb, rachamim represents visceral, gut-level care and empathy, rather than a distant or calculated pardon. And this is like, there's a part of the Rosh Hashanah prayer where it's just after the shofar is blown, and I've had the honor of singing this for my congregation in Columbia, Beth Shalom, which is, meditation is linked to Beth Shalom. And it says, if as a father, Im kavanim, im kavanim, im kavanim, im kavadim, as a father or a as a child, as children, or as servants. Um, have mercy on us, and rachamenu, have compassion on us. Um, and if like as children, rachamenu karachem av al banim, have compassion on us like a father has on his children. And that's the other one is as servants, which is a little more distant, a little more distant. As children, it's the intimate, and this is what our focus is today: is compassion, the intimate compassion. And I want to share my screen just for a few minutes. See if I can get this to work, because I wrote a string quartet. You know, I'm a composer as well as teaching meditation. So I wrote a string quartet that was premiered in June. The title is Rachamim, or Compassion. And I wrote it during COVID, started it during COVID and finished it last year. And it has a little taste of compassion that I just thought we'd start with, and then we'll go straight from that into meditation for 30 minutes. So I'll let you know when that happens. We're just going to play a part of it. It's a video of a performance in New York City. So let's see, here we go. So we'll start our 30 minutes. And just try to keep the music going in your head and in your mind, bringing compassion to you and all. Welcome back. Rachamim, compassion. Feel it in your body. I feel it in my heart, in the breathing. I noticed sometimes there were two tracks going in my mind during the sit. The track of breathing and awareness of breath stayed, but sometimes there would be a layer of thought layered on top of that. And I was aware that my mind was multitasking. Like there was a layer of thought, and there was a deeper layer of sensation, just sensation of the breath, and sensation, in this case, in my heart, in the heart, in the emotional center. And time and again, I would choose to return to the base level, to the breathing and the heart, and the sense of compassion, the sense of being held. And this is how we can be even in the day as we're going through our activities, and we have to be thinking about where we're going and looking where we're stepping. We have to be aware of our surroundings. And there's a time for that. And then there's a time for pausing, for the deep settling, just to sit. I'm so blessed. We are so blessed. We're at our home in Wrightsville Beach. So yesterday I had a lot of things going on. I had to write emails that needed to have attachments. The attachments had to be edited. It was a very long and extended task. And then I took a cold drink outside, sat in the rocking chair, and just took the time to settle down. In my practice, I probably need to do that during the busyness as well, so it doesn't all build up to a peak. Kind of maintains a level of quiet and calm and center. And that's my avodah, that's my work. So I wish you blessings in your work and blessings in your compassion, in your taking time to care, to tune in, to connect with God's ever-present, continually flowing compassion, Ki lo chalu rachamecha, for his compassion, for your compassion is never exhausted. Lo chalu rachamecha. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, Shabbat Shalom, Jumu Mubarak for my Muslim friends. Blessed Sunday. Thank you.